Fellow prestidigitators, I've got a beast for you today.
Ugly motherfucker.
First, I'm going to explain the effect that I know you're going to want to do. And then I'm going to explain the effect that I do. And then you are going to adapt the first effect onto the effect that I taught you that I do. The effect I know you magicians are going to want to do is you're going to want to take 2 decks of cards. You give one to the spectator, imagine this, and you keep the other one. You tell the spectator to put the cards behind their back, and you do the same. And you tell the spectator to mix the cards any way they wish. And then you show them how they can mix the cards up in any way they like behind their back. And you demonstrate for them and you turn your back again. And then you tell them, out of anywhere in the middle of that pack, take out any card and put it face down in front of me. And then they do it. And then you take a card out of your pack and put it face down in front of them. Then you say, take my card behind your back, turn it face up and put it anywhere in the middle of the pack. And you do the same with their card. And then you put both decks in front of you. You spread the decks out and 2 face-up cards are there. You can see normal face-up cards and they both the exact same card. For example, the Queen of Spades. It can be anything you want. Then there's this moment where the spectator thinks that all the cards could possibly be the same. And then you tell them it's true because when you ribbon spread both packs out, both decks are completely blank. And the only printed cards were the cards that were face up that you both selected. That are the same. Wow. Now I'm going to explain the way that I do it as a packet trick. But you can do it easily the way I've just explained it. And you'll see how you can do it now. And if you can't see, I'll explain for the exceptional kids in the room. But you'll easily see how you can apply it. But I much prefer to do it with just 10 cards. And the reason for that is quite simply, when I'm out performing, I don't want to just specifically carry 2 decks of cards with me that take up this much space just for one effect. It's a nice effect, don't get me wrong, but I'd much rather carry this in a breast pocket and have other things on me than to, if that makes any sense. Now, I always said to you that I was going to teach you practical magic that you can do professionally, and that's what I'm planning on doing. And one bit of advice that I can make is if you can make it a packet trick, do make it a packet trick. So let me stop lecturing you and here's the tutorial for the way I do it as a packet trick. Now I do that exact same routine, but I only use 10 cards. So they get 5 cards and I get 5 cards, and then we do the same thing. Put it behind our backs, mix them up, put 1 card in front of each other, and then put them face up into our packs. And then when we spread out our packs, it's exactly the same card. Now, the card that is exactly the same in this instance, because this is how it would look at the end of the routine. Okay, so for instance, that one's there and that one's there. I can teach you other subtleties as well. But let's say, for instance, you've spread them out and both the cards are the same there. Now, what I normally do is I make a big deal about how these cards are identical. And they... excuse me for burping. Jeez. They are more inclined to think that they're all Ace of Hearts because there's only 8 cards left. It's not completely out the realm of possibility that I could have, used 10 packs of playing cards. And then that's the moment where I tell them, yes, they are all the same. You caught me. And they sound so proud. And then I go, the problem is they're all the Queen of Spades. Now this is, this you can have jokers. You can have, this trick's been marketed before as well. You remember Calamonte? If you don't know what Calamanti is, you're very new to Magic. But, it's been marketed under different premises where the cards turn into mirrors and you say it's done with mirrors or whatever. But you can use whatever you want. And in this instance, you could use 2 blank decks of cards and then just have the 2 force cards. And that's all you need. But they need to be the same back design and color for reasons I'll explain now. But how the effect works is when I give them their 5 cards, I give them only the duplicates. That way it doesn't matter if they shuffle and mix up the pack. I, however, keep both the force cards on top of my pile. So when I say you can mix them up, I just do this and make sure that the top 2 cards stay on top. And then I just pretend to mix them up. And then when I put a card in front of them, obviously I'm going to put a force card. They put a card in front of me, it's going to obviously be a queen. Okay, so that when I don't turn this face up into the stack like I'm supposed to, I put it on the bottom and I turn the top card face up into the stack. And then obviously when they take this card and behind their back turn it face up and put it in the middle, then it will be like that. Now, I spread them out first to show the cards. And if I see that the cards here's a subtlety. If I see that the card's in the same position, I make a big deal out of it. I say, not only did we turn up the same card, but we turned it up in the same place. Isn't that incredible? If it doesn't appear, I say nothing. If it appears like out. If it's like this, then I'll mention it. Oh, we put it in the same place. But if it's like this, I'll just leave it, So that's when I finish the trick. And now the trick is finished. So basically, I'll go through it again. You give them the 5 identical cards. You take both force cards on top of your pile. Okay? And then you tell them to go through the thing of mixing it. You put a card in front of them, which is a force card. They put a card in front of you, which isn't. You take your card and say you're turning it face up in your pile, but you're actually turning over the force card in your pile, which is on top. And they turn over the force card you've given them. And it will always end like that. Then you can end the way you want to.
Wow, it's very nice.
So whether you want to get your own 2 blank decks of cards and do it that way and just get 2 identical cards out of other packs and then do it with a full deck with the blanks and everything, it's up to you. But I know for a fact that I prefer it this way just because I can assemble this from junk decks that I've got lying around. I've got about 600 junk decks lying around, and I can just put together a set like this that, if I take it to a performance or a gig and they get damaged or they get something spilled on them or they get bent, it doesn't matter. Just throw them away, make another set. That's why I do it. I don't really want to. It's not practical and it's not cost effective, and essentially it's the same effect. The layperson, magicians sit and niggle over details that the average layperson doesn't even consider. So that's a point to ponder. Next tutorial is going to be mentalism, which should be a doozy as well. I'm going to teach you a bit about billets. I'm going to start with billets, as the Americans call it. Billet. I don't know if you call it ballot. Do you call it? Anyway, whatever you call it, billets, I'm going to teach you a bit of the way I handle them, a couple of techniques that I use, very surefire, quick things that are impressive and fast, because nowadays people have the attention of goldfish, and I don't mean to be nasty, but I do. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching my tutorial. Please like, subscribe, share to all your magic buddies, all your favorite dudes.
No way! How's it going?